In today's video, I'm going to show us how to use cards. Cards are important visuals when we know how to use them. We normally use cards to give high-level summary of our data for quick analysis. For instance, you can see we have basketball here. It's under sports. We have quantity. We have sum of profit it gave us, average total sales of basketball. If I select a different category like this, chair is a furniture. It has this quantity and everything. So this is the visual we're going to do. I will show us even the bar chart can be used to point at any item. I can look at hat here and just select it, and then it's going to give us summary for hat. Hat is a clothing address. Our data set is a sales data set. We can see category, product, quantity, unit price, total sales, and profit. So we load our data set. So let's begin to work with our cards. Looking at our data table, we have the variables. For instance, let's look at category, the first variable here. When we select category, then select card, we are going to see clothing. Clothing is just one of the categories that we have. It just selected the first category. We can also check and see last. We are going to see the last item in the category. Just arrange the way they are arranged in the table. It does not really show anything much. Now, but if we want to see something more interesting about this category, we can check the count. So we can check count. This is count of category, irrespective of the category. But we have another variable that says count distinct categories. We have 5. So in terms of the categories, we have 5 distinct, unique categories. But the total entry is what we have when we just select count. So when we just select count, we have 678, which corresponds to the number of entries we have in our field. Now let's look at something else. Let's say we want to see total sales. So we select total sales. Total sales, unlike category, is giving us numeric by default, right? Because the summation sign here shows that it's a numeric field. So it gives us the total sales. So as far as our sales is concerned in this data set, this is our total sale. Now some of us may ask, 9556.66K, right? It's not everybody that may understand the meaning of K. K means 1,000. But there is a way we can change it. We have a place where we can change this K to something more readable for other people. But the reason why it's like this is because it's compact. It's able to be displayed on a small space. That's why we have it summarized as K. Right? It's very common. If you look at YouTube, Facebook, you can see things like something summarized as K, right? So now let's see how we can change the display units. To do that, we come to format, then the callout value, we change it from auto. This is automatic, so it looks at what is suitable and displays. But we can change it. Select here. You can say none. None will give you the entire figure. This is the actual sales, total sales. This is the actual sum of sales, right? Which is 956,661.43. We can also change this to 1,000, which was the recommended value. So you can see it's compact. We can say show it as millions. You can see so it's 0.96 M. That's what we have. If we say billions, we are going to see 0.0 because the unit is too small to display in billion, right? So it's always good for us to go with the recommended. So I would recommend is either you display everything, none, right? Or you go with 1,000. That will help you to understand the value easily without confusion. Now, if you notice below, we have sum of total sales. We can also change it. It's the label here, category label, right? We can increase it to, let's say, 20 so that it's more visible, right? So you can now see our card is becoming more meaningful to us. We're beginning to know what the card is saying. Now, let's see something different. Let's select date. and see what will be displayed on the card. So I'll uncheck this and I'll select date. You can see, so date will just show you the first date it sees in our data set, which is Monday, January 1st, 2024. And it's also displayed that this is the earliest date. We can change what we see by selecting here and change it to latest, right? So the last one is 31st. Or we can also say count, but count of date does not correspond to anything meaningful. It just shows the total number of items. So at best, we either select earliest or latest date. Now, I want to show us how we can connect our visuals together. We're going to create several cards with different items displayed on them so that we can now see how they are connected and how we can use them for quick summary and analysis. Very simple. What we need to do is we just select the item we want to have. For instance, I can say I want to see product. So I select product. I want to see product on card. So I'll select card and I'll have it. So this is the first product. I can decide to switch off the label. So category label, I don't want to see it. So it's just basketball, right? It shows us product, basketball. Then I'll bring another card again. This time around, I will select category. So category, I will select just category, and I have it. So basketball is under a particular category. I will change to card, and I'll also switch off the category label. So I have clothing. So let's create another card. I'll go here. I'll also select quantity. So I'll go here. I'll just see quantity. I want to have it on a card. Select card. And I have it. So you can see we have quantity. So let me just adjust this. The next thing I want to show us is profit. So we can select profit and also have it as a card. Just select card and we have our profit on a card. Right? Just to have a fine formatting, we can change some of the colors. For instance, I can decide to change the color of the profit here. So just change it maybe to greenish color. So this is our profit. The quantity, we can also decide to change it maybe to a different color. So we have a visual that looks like this. Pretty nice. Now, let's see how we can connect this visual to make more sense. To do that, we can create a simple table. Yeah, so we select product. So we have product. Let's increase the font size. So let's go here. So for product, we want to increase the font size. Let's go to values and let's increase it to, let's say, 16. Right, so we can see clearly the different products. Right, so let me minimize this. Now let's insert another visual that shows the count of products. Right, the count of product or sales. So let's insert this visual. We'll just see product again, and we drag it here. So we want a different visual, and we can see, okay, give us the total sales as a bar chart. So we select a bar chart. So you can see for different products, we have their total sales. Now, how does it become interesting? It becomes interesting when you select any product, right? For example, chair. It now gives you the summary. Chair is a furniture. The quantity is 153, and it gave us 7.54 thousand in profit. We can select jacket here. Jacket is a clothing. This is the quantity sold, and this is the profit it gave us. In terms of sales, it's ranked somewhere here. You can see fourth position. Right. There are a lot of items. For example, this running shoes. Running shoes is a sport where it's in category sport. It gave us 213, and then we can see that is the highest in terms of sales. No wonder it gave us 11.95 thousand in profit. Right? So it goes on and on. We can select any item. Smartphone, we have the summary for the smartphone here. This is how to use cards. It gives you the product, the category, the sum, and as many things as possible can be added to this visual. Very nice visual, very interesting visual. Let me show us one final thing. We can decide to see a different metrics. For instance, I can also drop another card. And then I want to see sales. So I will see total sales. But not just that, I will select here and look for another option. I can see the average sales. So I can see this is the average sales. Of course, we have maximum, count, variance, median, and so many other metrics, standard deviation. But I can leave it like this. And then see what happens. When I select laptop, it's going to tell me laptop is an electronic, sold this, and the average total sale is 1.2K. If I select notebook, similar, I have notebook is an office supplies category. It has 145, 7.39, and then the average sales is 1.59. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.